Welcome back to Quiet Minds. So, today I'm talking about something that I know many of us struggle with, and it's finding peace of mind and overcoming overthinking. And whether you're here as an introvert who spends a lot of time in their own thoughts, like myself, or you're just someone who wants to find a bit more calm in an often chaotic world, this episode is for you. So, take a deep breath and let's begin. Now, first, let's get real about overthinking. And you know that feeling, right? When one simple thought spirals into a web of worries, the what ifs, the imagined worst case scenarios. And sometimes it's about something that just happened, a conversation you had, a decision you made, or even a small mistake that only you remember. Other times, it's about the future and all the unknowns that come with it. Overthinking can leave us feeling drained, anxious, and even paralyzed in our own actions. But the first step in calming it is to understand that it's a natural response. Our minds are hardwired to think through scenarios just to keep us safe, but it becomes a problem when it interferes with our peace. So, why do we overthink? For many of us, it's a way to feel in control. If we imagine all the possibilities, we think we'll be better prepared to handle whatever comes our way. But this tendency to control the uncontrollable often leads to more stress than relief. And another cause of overthinking can be perfectionism, the feeling that we need to do everything right or that any mistake is a failure. And then there's a fear of the unknown, which leads us to overthink as we search for clarity or certainty in situations where there may be none. But recognizing these patterns is important because once we understand the why behind our overthinking, we can start to let go of the need to overanalyze every little detail. So, one of the most effective ways to calm an overthinking mind is through mindfulness. When we practice mindfulness, we train our brain to focus on the present moment instead of drifting into worries about the past or future. And this doesn't mean suppressing thoughts, but rather observing them without judgment. When you catch yourself overthinking, try to bring your attention back to the present. Take a deep breath, feel the ground beneath your feet, and remind yourself that right now, in this moment, you are safe. And I personally love using mindful breathing techniques where I breathe in deeply and focus on the sensation of the breath moving through my body. It's like a gentle reset button for my mind. Next, let's talk about control and something that can fuel overthinking. See, a lot of our thoughts come from a desire to control outcomes, but the truth is, we simply can't control everything. When we let go of this need, we allow ourselves to accept things as they come. And one way to practice this is to recognize what's within your control and what's not. For instance, you can't control other people's reactions or future events, but you can control how you respond to them. And a helpful exercise is to make a list of your worries and then separate them into two columns: things you can do something about and things you can't. For the things you can't control, remind yourself to let go. The peace of mind that comes from releasing control is profound. And just remember, sometimes the more you try to control, the more out of control you actually feel. Overthinking often comes hand in hand with self criticism. We can be so hard on ourselves for what we said, what we did, or how we think we might have messed up. But self compassion can be a powerful tool here. Treat yourself with the same kindness that you would offer a friend. Acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and that no one has everything figured out. And if you find yourself stuck on a particular thought, ask yourself, is this helping me or is it hurting me? Often we realize that what we need isn't to overthink, but to give ourselves a little grace. Now let's talk about boundaries, and not just with others, but with our own minds. Overthinking can sometimes feel like a constant companion, one that's hard to ignore. And setting mental boundaries is about deciding when it's okay to engage with certain thoughts and when it's time to let go of them. A helpful technique is to give yourself a certain amount of time. For example, tell yourself that you'll only think about a particular worry for 10 minutes or so in the evening. And if it pops up outside of that time, gently remind yourself that you'll deal with it later. This might sound simple, but it's a very effective way to train your mind to not let the worries take over your day. Acceptance is another key to finding peace. Sometimes we think that overthinking will solve all of our problems, but more often than not, it just feels worse. When we accept that there are things that we don't have the answers to, or things that might not go the way we hoped, we free ourselves from the need to overthink. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up, it means acknowledging what is and letting it be. In moments of doubt or worry, remind yourself that you are doing the best you can, and that is enough. And peace of mind often comes from not having all the answers, but from embracing life's uncertainties. Another helpful way to shift an overthinking spiral is to practice gratitude. When we focus on what we're thankful for, it takes our mind away from the things we're worried about. It doesn't have to be something big. Simple things like a warm cup of tea, a favorite book, or even just a moment of quiet can bring gratitude. And make it a habit to list 3 things you're grateful for each day, especially during those times when your mind is racing. This small practice can remind you of the positive aspects of your life, grounding you and helping you find peace in the present. So, to wrap it up, remember that finding peace of mind and calming an overactive mind isn't about stopping your thoughts altogether. It's about learning to observe them, letting go of the need to control, and accepting life as it comes. Through mindfulness, self compassion, setting boundaries, and gratitude, you can train your mind to find calm in any situation. And remember, this is a practice, and overthinking is a habit that takes time to change. So be gentle with yourself along the way. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Quiet Minds. If it resonated with you, please consider subscribing to my channel, sharing it with a friend, or leaving a comment below. I'd love to hear how you calm your own mind. Until next time, take care of yourself, embrace your quiet strength, and know that you do have the power within you to find peace even in the most chaotic of thoughts.